Welcome to Theater Crafts, where we take theater memorabilia and change them into brand new treasures. So today we're going to take a brochure like this, and we're going to use the images from this brochure of the different Broadway posters, and we're going to make pendants. You see this? The Dear Evan Hansen poster, and they're pretty solid. They're quite sturdy. There's a bell on the back so you can turn them into necklaces. I've got a couple of others here. We've got Lion King. I've got Mean Girls. And you can not only turn them into necklaces, you can make them into pendants, you could make them into earrings, you could do a whole bunch of them together and put them on a musical theater holiday tree. That would be really fun. You could attach them to your rehearsal bag. There are so many options with these because they're quite sturdy. You can hear that. So I'm going to show you how to make these today to add to your theater treasures. So stay tuned. Okay, so I'm at the workbench and I'm just going to go over some of the materials you'll need for this project. So you need obviously your sources, your images, and I'll go through some of these in a moment just to talk about how I found some images. You're going to need to put those onto a piece of cardboard. This is just standard cardboard, corrugated cardboard, and I used a glue stick to affix that. Then, if you'll notice, these are quite, you can hear how hard that is. So, and you can see how shiny it is. So I used a product called Triple Thick. And, I actually really like this product a lot. It really bonds nicely, and you can add multiple layers, and it does give like a nice hard finish. I do know that, Mod Podge has a version of it, and I'm sure there are other products out there that you can use. This is the one that I am going to use today. And then you're going to need some type of ribbon or trim. I've got this ribbon here. You can certainly use, I used on the Mean Girls one here. I used some rhinestones, but I did have trim underneath it just to, I don't know if you can see, there's a pink trim underneath that, just to cover up the edge of the cardboard, honestly. That was the whole reason for that. So you'll have that. You'll use a hot glue gun and glue to affix that. And then at the end, you're going to need a bail. And so I have a whole variety of bails here. And, these are basically the attachments, and I'll show you on the back here. So you see the attachment back here, and then you can hook it through your chain or your holder if you want to use it on a holiday tree or something like that. So bails, they're pretty inexpensive. You can get them in any jewelry store, craft store in the jewelry section. And I affixed those with, an E6000 or Gorilla Glue or something like that. So that's all I really needed. Scissors, something to cut your images. All right, so let me get some of these things out of the way here. Let's just talk about the images themselves. So I found, I got this brochure in the mail, and that's where I got these images here. So you can see that's the Dear Evan Hansen image. You can see the Lion King image right there. You've got Mean Girls right there. But there are other places that you can get images. This is just a simple brochure, and this is a playbill. And look at this. You've got the images here too. So you could certainly use something like that. And then I happen to get this Guide to Broadway, and look at this. These are circles. Those are kind of fun too, and so you could certainly use that as well. So any of those would work. I'm sure you have lots of other images that you could find that will work as well. So I've taken a couple of images that I've cut out, and you'll see the Phantom and Aladdin. And basically I'm going to glue them onto my cardboard here. Okay, and seriously, could not be easier. Just take your glue stick, okay, and I'm going to do this. I don't get glue all over the place. Glue. Sorry, that's off camera. Sorry about that. And put that right. I don't want to waste my cardboard because I use it for lots of things. And then here we go. and my second image. Okay, so give that just a moment to be secure. Oh, another thing too is, if you notice in the back of these, I actually have a dark, it's actually, in my case, it's a piece of vinyl, but you can use any image. You could even use another image on the back if you'd like. It will be kind of obscured a little bit by the bail, but you could put any kind of image on the back. It could just be another piece of the background here. That would certainly work too. So don't feel like you have to do what I've done in mine. You use whatever works for you. All right, so I'm just going to cut these out. And I'm going to rough cut first, and then I'll do a fine cut afterwards. There's no magic here, just rough cut. Okay. Now, like I said, I chose to use this, and this is a permanent glitter vinyl. I got this, not gonna lie, I got this at Dollar Tree. But if you have a Cricut, this is something that you could certainly use any Cricut vinyl, the permanent vinyl or the temporary vinyl, because you're gonna use the triple thick over it anyway, so that would work. So I'm gonna actually cut these down a little bit. I'm cutting right on the edge of the image. Okay, don't worry about the ends because that'll clean up and when we do the triple thick on it. Okay. Okay, so there you go. And as I said, this is an adhesive vinyl. So, of course, getting the adhesive back off is always the trickiest part. Okay. It's fun to sit and watch me try to peel the adhesive, isn't it? Okay, so I'm literally just going to, see, can I do it this way? I might be able to do it this way so I can save the adhesive. Okay, and there is the second one. How about that? All right, I'm going to cut this, rough cut it again. I can save that vinyl for another piece, another project. And I'm just going to cut these flush with the other, the front piece. Okay, there we go. And again, you can use any backing that you'd like. This is, I just thought it was pretty because it's kind of a little sparkly and I like the sparkles. All right, there we go. Okay, so now we're going to put the edging on it. So this is the ribbon that I was talking about before. And so if you notice on these, like I said, I have two layers. So there's actually, on this one, there's a black ribbon underneath it, and then I put the sparkly trim over it. The reason I put the ribbon underneath it is, like I said, to cover the cardboard. So we don't want the cardboard to be seen. That's a little unsightly. And you want to put a ribbon on it that is a little bit wider than the cardboard. And that's so that when you're putting the triple thick on, it will have like an edge that it will keep it from running over the end, if that makes sense. You'll see in a minute. Okay, so I'm going to just start putting a little hot glue on here. Okay. And see, I'm putting it in the middle there so that there's an edge on each side. And again, that's just to give it an edge for the triple thick so it won't run over. Okay. And I'm using a low melt glue here. It's not quite so hot, so you can push it down. And you'll find that it is quite forgiving. And again, I love the fact that they're handmade. So they have kind of that unique quality about them. There we go. And the last one here. And if you notice, I started in the middle on the bottom. There was a reason for that. It's so that we can overlap here and the corners will feel like they're not compromised. And so I'm going to put it on here. You can hear my kitty in the background. Okay. Yes, kitty. There we go. All right, so there you go. That's that one. I'm going to do this one off camera and I will be back. Okay, so just for fun, I made a couple of extras. I thought they were really cute. And so I've got, if you notice, I did yellow trim on this just to go with the yellow on the Aladdin poster. And then I did black on the others. You can do whatever suits your fancy. All right, so now we're going to add the triple thick. So I've got the triple thick here. You'll notice, I'm gonna try to tight. There it is. All right, you see how thick that is? Okay, and I am actually starting on the back. So I'm gonna flip these over. Okay, see the shiny back side there? And you're just gonna paint it. So I actually will float quite a bit in there. And you want to make sure you get all the way into the corners. You see on these, all the way in there. And I'm going to do a couple of coats. And you really want it to dry, set up in between those coats so that it will be fully cured for you. So literally just pulling like this. Let's see. I'm not being too careful here either. It's also going to help affix the ribbon to the vinyl sticker that you got in the back there. All right, so literally that's all you need to do. And I'm going to let that dry. I'll do another one here. And these are very, very lightweight, which is really nice if you're planning to use it for a pendant maybe or a necklace. They are not going to weigh you down, certainly, because it's paper and cardboard, you know, and some ribbon. So, and like I said, there are so many things. Wouldn't it be cool if you made a wreath and put these on the wreath and have like a musical theater wreath? That would be amazing. I would like that a lot. All right, all the way in the corners just to make sure we're adhered. Okay, I'll leave that one. All right, so I'm going to do the other two off camera and we'll come back in a little bit. Okay, so I have finished one coat and you see them all here. Right up to the edge. And I'm going to let these dry for quite a while because this, like I said, it's quite thick and you want to make sure that this coat is dry before adding the second coat. So I'm going to give it, I'm going to say a good hour. Make sure that you close your triple thick and you want to really wash your brush out so that it doesn't damage your brush. All right, so I will be back in a little bit. Okay, so I've let these dry for, I'm going to say about an hour and a half. I'm going to add a second coat onto them, and that'll probably be it for this back section. Just wanted to make sure we get the corners. And once I get this second coat on, I'm actually going to let it dry overnight. So that it really is fully cured before doing the front. Because once we do the front, I don't want any imperfections in the back, obviously. All right. And get a nice thick coat there. Okay, so again, I will finish the others, and like I said, I'm going to wait overnight, and then we'll finish these tomorrow. Okay, so we have waited. I've waited for overnight, and you see that those are nice and dry. So now I'm going to flip these over. And now we're going to do the other side. And the same thing, we're going to do 2 coats. So we'll do 1 coat in the middle there, making sure we've got, exactly like we did on the other side, making sure we've got all the corners. And then it's going to really make this nice and solid. And it's amazing, you know, when you think that it's just paper and cardboard there. So now you see we have got the sides of the ribbon there, and that's going to help to keep it from overflowing. And so that's why we did that the way we did. Okay. All right, so you see we got this one set, and it'll even out, so you don't need to worry about that. So same thing, we're going to do the same thing on all 4 of those, and then we'll go back and we'll do a second coat. So I'm going to do those off camera, and we'll wait for those to dry. So I'm going to say another good maybe 6 hours or so. I'll take a look at it then, and we'll continue from there. Okay, so we have now 2 coats on the front, and they're nice and hard on all of these. You can hear that. Just so you know, I actually found some little stars. I don't know if you can see that in there. And I added those in between the 2 coats that I put on the front. So I put a coat on while that first coat was still wet. I added the stars. I did it on that. I did it on the Wicked one as well. You can see that right there. I just thought that would be kind of fun. You could add glitter in there. That would be fun too. So now we have the back is nice and solid. The front is nice and solid. They still very, very lightweight. And so now we're going to add the trim. So see like the trim here and here. So I've got several different types of trim. It totally depends on what you have available. So this is the trim that I used on this one here. And then I've got this is the rhinestone trim that I used on the Mean Girls right here. I like that. And then I found these in my stash. So I've got this red, and I've got the green. I thought the green would be nice in the Wicked, and the red would be nice in Hadestown or even Phantom. That would work too. So the red is a little too wide. So what I have done here is I just took it and I cut it, so you can see it's the original is 3 strands, and I cut it into 2, and that would work. Okay, so I'm just going to show you, basically it's the same exact process as doing the original layer. So I'm going to start again at the bottom and using hot glue, just adding a little bit here, and then just adding this one has holes in it, so you're going to see the glue there. So adding a little bit of glue just to secure it, and then just going all the way around. It's pretty easy. I could even have done 1 layer here. I kind of like the way the second layer looks. I'm okay with it overlapping a little bit too. That works for me. Okay. I think, you can get trim anywhere. I happen to have lots of it in my stash, but you can certainly get it at any craft or fabric store. It's readily available. right there. And then again, wrapping it around the bottom, just like we did on the other layer. So I've cut this a little bit longer than I needed. I'm gonna cut this right across. And just off camera there, sorry about that. Okay. I'm just going to overlap that just a smidge so that it's not without any trim. How cute is that? It looks pretty great. I love the color with it. It looks really nice. Okay, so I'm going to do the other three. Like I said, I think I'm going to do green on this wicked, and I might do the red, this red trim on the Phantom one as well. And I think I might do the sparkle on Aladdin just for fun. So I'm going to do those off camera, and I will be back. Okay, so I've added all the trim on these, and look how cute that is. I love the sparkle. You can see the sparkle there with the rhinestones. Same with the red here for Phantom, and then the green for Wicked. I love how it adds like a finishing touch to it. So the very last step is putting the bail on. So I think I showed you this at the beginning, that we have a variety of bails here. So these basically are going to go on to the back, you see here, of your little pendant here. And I'm actually going to put them on with 2 glues. So I'm going to use E6000. You could use E6000. You could use like a Gorilla Glue, a strong craft glue. And then I'm also going to use a hot glue gun. So the reason for that is the hot glue will set up immediately, so it will keep it together. But the E6000 is actually a stronger glue. So so that's why I'm going to do that. All right, I got some fuzz in the back here. All right, so on this one, so we're going to, so if you see here, you see how that hooks on there. And so I'm going to hook this, I'm going to glue this onto the back. So I'm going to put a little bit of the glue on the E6000 onto the back of this. Glue is a little, okay. And then I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue onto that as well. And again, that's just to make it nice and secure. And then I'm going to glue that onto the back. So make sure that it's nice and solid there. Just hold it for a moment. And you see that's where you're going to affix. Now, depending on what you choose to use this for, you could put a chain there and use it as a necklace. If you'd like, you could, as I said before, you could put a ribbon through and hang it on a tree. That would work too. And there you go. There's the back there. So I've chosen this bail for this one. And again, just putting a little bit of the E6000 on the back there, and then some hot glue. And put it right on the back. I'm just holding that down just so the hot glue will grab. Okay, and there we go. There's that one. And we've got this one here for, again, just a little bit. You don't need a ton. Make sure I have it right side up. That would be a problem. Okay. A little bit of a hot glue strings there. Okay, there we go. I'll clean that up. Come on, glue strings. Get off there. Okay. There's that one. And then our last one. I'm trying to put them right in between the jewels there, so they'll lay a little bit flatter. You can see that. Okay, oops. Oh, come on. Here we go. Let's get that off there. Okay. Oops, sorry, I'm off camera there. Sorry about that. Okay, and there we go. There they are. How sweet are those? I love them. I just think they're so just kind of festive. And you know, when you think about it, they started at just using a brochure for Broadway, and they end up being these really really special ornaments. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed this week's theater craft. And I'm interested, if you make them, please share them with me. I'm curious to see what you come up with for your theater craft little pendant ornament. And thank you for spending this time with me today. And I will see you next week. Have a great week. Bye.